Hey everyone, this is a clip from my new special called The Pale Tourist, which is streaming exclusively on Amazon Prime. You can check it out in the link below. Hope you'll enjoy it. Please hit subscribe and like if you enjoy it, and feel free to share. Thanks.
I do feel like the map of Canada looks unfinished. It's so detailed on the East Coast, and then it's just wide open spaces. It's almost like someone was working on it and they fell asleep. And his boss comes over and is like, "Are you done?" "What? Yeah, I just got to put some names in Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia." Oh, so much land. Newfoundland. The boss is like, "Are you done?" Yeah, I'm done. Columbia, that's a country, all right. British Columbia. I've been to British Columbia. It's not very British or Columbian. Vancouver was like a rainy Seattle. Spent a week in Vancouver. Somehow it rained for 2 weeks. Well, you guys had fun naming things Vancouver out there in British Columbia. Vancouver Island, Vancouver City, which is not on Vancouver Island, North Vancouver, West Vancouver, South Vancouver, Washington State, you can have a Vancouver. Everyone gets a Vancouver. Everyone gets one. It does appear you guys struggled with naming things a little bit. It's like Regina, Moose Jaw. Do you want people to go these places? And then, of course, there's the St. John's fiasco. St. John, New Brunswick, and then right next to it, St. John's, Newfoundland. I'm saying this like you don't know. We know! We live here, we know! But what, it never came up? Nobody took a boat from one place to the other one. Hey, that other place has the same name as this place. Nobody confronted Newfoundland like, "Hey, Newfoundland, St. John, New Brunswick is the oldest city in Canada, so don't use that name." And Newfoundland's like, okay. Oh, shoot. Well, what happened? No, that is different. It's different. Our capital, St. John's. That's the same name. No, it's different. You spell out Saint, and ours is just ST, so it could stand for street. Does yours stand for street? No, it stands for Saint. But ours ends with an apostrophe S, so it's possessive. So, like, when St. John comes back, he's gonna be like, "Where do I go? I don't know where I go." He's gonna go to the Virgin Islands. Who are we kidding? I think it's fascinating that there's a part of Canada called the Northwest Territories. Still. Today, I wasn't looking at a map from the 1600s. Or watching an episode of Deadwood. Name your country. Northwest, there are people that live there. What kind of civic pride? Well, where we're from in the Northwest Territories, or as we call ourselves, the Northwest Territorians. Go Terror, How dismissive. It's like Northwest Territories. Can we be a province? No. You may not. How about a territory or a yard? How about Northwest Storage Area? Of course, the Northwest Territories are smaller because in the 90s, the Inuit people were like, "We'd like our own territories." And the Canadian government was like, "Oh, we didn't even know people lived there." Sure. What do you want your territories to be called? We'd like, none of it. Are you gonna tell them, or? It's a great name. Great name, none of it, love it. Sorry for stealing all the land. Anyway, we got a hockey game we're watching, so. I think it's strange Canada, it starts off normal. The further east you go, the crazier it gets. Like Newfoundland is like Newfoundland is like the crazy uncle that you don't introduce to friends until you've known them for a long time. You're like, I don't want them to think I'm like that. Everything is crazy in Newfoundland. Everything. It's like, in Newfoundland, what time zones? Do you want to be in the same time zone as the Maritimes? We'll go a half hour earlier. Worldwide time zones are done by the hour. We'll go half hour. Okay. Just final housekeeping here. Is Newfoundland 3 words or 2 words? 1 word. Thank you very much. Thank you. Because Canada starts off pretty normal on the West Coast. British Columbia, it's like beautiful natural resources. They shoot TV shows and movies there. That's like your California, right? And then there's Alberta, where it's like oil and cowboys. That's like your Texas. And then there's Saskatchewan, which we've established are all perverts. Looks like I'm not performing in Saskatchewan again. And then there's Manitoba, which Manitoba is like that friend you invite last to the party. And only because you forgot they existed. Canada picks on Winnipeg, right? That was kind of a big... I remember I was in Toronto and I was going to Winnipeg and it was my first show there and everyone in Toronto was like, bring a coat! Winnipeg! Hope you like cold weather. I'm not sleeping outside. Then I got to Winnipeg and I was like, oh, they're right. They're right. They nailed it. I went to Winnipeg in February. Well, that's when you want to go. It was 50 below. 50! By the way, at that point, it doesn't matter if it's Celsius or Fahrenheit. It's kind of like hell. It's just bad. And you forget how cold it is. You forget how cold it is, and then you step outside and you're like, oh! And that's why your national anthem starts that way. It's like, oh, Canada. I'm convinced half of you don't know the rest of the words. It's like, oh, Canada, the pipes are calling. I'm glad to glad. People were so nice in Winnipeg. It was freezing, and they kept apologizing for the weather. They're like, sorry it's so cold, sorry it's so cold. I was like, I'm almost positive it's not your fault. But they kept apologizing. Sorry about the weather. Eventually I was like, did you not pay a bill or something? Does weather work different up here? I was in Winnipeg for 2 days. Kept running into people from the Philippines. I learned later on a lot of people from the Philippines have emigrated to Winnipeg. I know nothing about the Philippines except for that it's a tropical paradise, which Winnipeg is not. Which brings up the question, how bad are things in the Philippines? If you're moving to Winnipeg, you really want to move? I gotta get out of here. Would you move to a place where you can't go outside? I'll go. All right, grab your flip-flops. Let's go. I can say that joke because I'm from the Philippines.
Hi, thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you want. If you want to see more stand-up, I have more stand-up, or if you want to see an original show like Let's Get Cooking or the Mike and Pat Show, that's available on my channel. But also, just know that I'll be posting a new video every day during this pandemic or until the world ends. Please hit subscribe and turn on your alert or notification button.